The opening day of the FIFA Arab Cup concludes with UAE against Syria here in Qatar. It's match 4 on day 1 of the 2021 FIFA Arab Cup. And it is late at night as well. It's approaching 10 to 10 in the evening here in Doha. A warm, pleasant evening for this magnificent stadium, which is highly unusual. It's been constructed using many recycled shipping containers. 974 in total, which is why it is known as Stadium 974. It was known until recently as the Ras Abu Aboud Stadium, a capacity of 40,000, and there is a good sprinkling of spectators in to cheer on both of these sides tonight. Stadium located down by the water, not too far away from the international airport, if you know Doha. And it is two teams who know each other well, having met only a couple of months ago in FIFA World Cup qualifying when they drew 1-1. Well, half an hour ago this stadium was relatively empty, but people have come in large numbers in the last 20 minutes or so to cheer on their respective teams. The United Arab Emirates taking part in the Arab Cup for the second time. The first time they took part, they finished 4th. That was way back in 1998. As for Syria, well, they have 3 times been runners-up at the Arab Cup, but they were all in the dim and distant past, back in 1963 when this tournament was played for the very first time, in 1966 and in 1988. Syria, who are bottom of their FIFA World Cup qualifying group, they've got just 2 points from their 6 matches so far. They are 4 points behind the United Arab Emirates, who beat Lebanon last time out to revive their hopes of qualifying for next year's FIFA World Cup. Giant flag is unfurled over the centre circle, and we will shortly see the 2 flags of these countries. There is the situation in Group B. Tunisia with a thumping win over Mauritania earlier today, so they are setting the pace at the top of Group A at the moment. So a win for either of these 2 teams will see them join Tunisia on 3 points. The stage is set for what hopefully will be an enthralling encounter between 2 teams who are relatively close in the FIFA World Rankings. The United Arab Emirates 70th in the latest FIFA World Rankings, Syria in 85th. Our referee tonight is from Zimbabwe. Gianni Sikazwe is the man in the middle, waiting for the signal to bring the teams out. You can see the recycled shipping containers there on either side of the tunnel. 974 of them in total. United Arab Emirates and Syria stride out into the late evening air to begin their Group B campaign at the 2021 FIFA Arab Cup. It's approaching 10 o'clock at night here in Qatar, and a win for either side would see them join Tunisia on 3 points after the opening round of matches. All the team news in just a moment or so's time. But before all that, heading to respective national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, the anthem of Syria. السيدات والسادة، والآن يعزف النشيد الوطني لسوريا.
Stage is set then. United Arab Emirates stick largely with the team who played in November's FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Walid Abbas and Mahmoud Khamis starting in defence in the only changes to the side that began the 1-0 victory over Lebanon 2 weeks ago, when Ali Mahmoud scored a late penalty to maintain their hopes of playing here in next year's FIFA World Cup. Look out for Caio Canedo on the wing. He and Al-Zabi will look to provide plenty of chances for Mahmoud up front. Mahmoud, the UAE's all-time leading goal scorer. Our referee from Zambia, Jani Zikazwe, is the man in the middle. Sean Evans from Australia is the main video assistant referee. Syria had to make several late changes to their squad, so only 4 of this team began the FIFA World Cup qualifying defeat to Iran earlier this month. Oliver Kaskawo is just 19 years of age. Mohamed Osman is with the Dutch club Sparta Rotterdam, and with Ibrahim Alma preferred in goal to regular keeper Khaled Osman, Alma also takes over the captaincy from Osman. Mahmoud Al-Mahar scored in the 1-1 draw against the United Arab Emirates when these teams last met back in September in a FIFA World Cup qualifying fixture. Van Marwijk, the Dutch coach of the UAE, reached the FIFA World Cup final when he was in charge of his native Netherlands back in 2010. He's pitting his wits against the Romanian Valeria Tita, appointed this year for a second spell in charge of Syria. Preparations. The very first competitive match at Stadium 974 in Qatar is underway. United Arab Emirates in the all-white with the red trim, Syria in the all-red, kicking from right to left in this opening half. Two teams who know each other well, having met just a few months ago in FIFA World Cup qualifying, and they meet again early next year as well in the return fixture. Who will come out on top tonight? A winner would join Tunisia at the top of the table. Played forward towards Mahmoud. I gather it. He's definitely the danger man for the UAE, Ali Mahmoud. Valeria Tita would have been a little concerned there with the fact that his defence allowed Mahmoud to make that progress into the penalty area. Such an experienced coach. This is Kaskawa. Cut out in midfield by Al-Zabi. Canedo. Mahmoud. It's Ali Mahmoud trying to set up Canedo. And he might have been better off having a shot himself because the flag has been raised on this near side for offside. That man there, Caio Canedo. That looks onside there. The assistant decided otherwise. Free kick then to Syria. 3 times runners-up. The Arab Cup. First time was in the first incarnation of the tournament way back in 1963. They also beaten finalists in 1966 and 1988. Canedo, Brazilian, who's a UAE citizen. Turn from Salah, and it's only just wide. Got a touch on the way through, and it is a corner for the UAE. Strong start from the United Arab Emirates. And there's the touch from the goalkeeper. It may well have just been going wide anyway. Ibrahim Alma making sure with the fingertip stop. Salah to take. Osman was just a little too close there. Back the required distance from the corner. Something a little different from the UAE here. Goalkeeper's come to claim and claims well, Ibrahim Alma. experienced goalkeeper. Who's normally first choice for Syria. Hababi, the right back. Wears the number 9 on his shirt, usually associated with a more striking role, but he does like to get forward down the right-hand side. Bandar Lahabi. And here he is looking to get on the end of that forward ball, away by Al Mohamed. Geniat plays that ball through to Al-Bahar. Al-Bahar through on goal, and it's an excellent save from Kasif. Might have been a close call there as to whether Mahmoud Al-Bahar was in an onside position or not, whether that ball came through, but that attacking move from Syria has certainly got their supporters up on their feet on that far side. Field from Lahababi. Alatas. Salmin. This is Abdallah Ramadan. Straight out of play. Save from Ali Kasif. Certainly did look there, didn't it, as though Al-Bahar, had he been successful, would have seen that goal chalked off by the video assistant referee. Play continues with Salah. Al-Zabi. Bright start from both these sides. In the late evening here in Qatar, 10 p.m. local time. A couple of deflections. Al Mohamed. He win it back with Lahababi. Strong challenge, too strong from Dia Al Mohamed. There will be a final warning from the referee. Abdallah Ramadan, the player on the receiving end. Unfortunately, no lasting damage for the midfielder. UAE then looking to keep Syria guessing. Will it be the in-swinger or the out-swinger? Hababi was the man who carefully placed it. Syria with everybody back, Lahababi. And again claimed by Ibrahim Alma. That's twice he's come out already in the early exchanges to signal his intentions. Gangling 19-year-old who plays in the Swedish 3rd division. Percentage of the Syrian squad who play in the league in Bahrain. Hababi. Here's Kasif. Well experienced goalkeeper. The UAE team that played in the 2012 Olympic Games in London. Straight out of play though there by Alatas. This part of the world very well. Tito has worked extensively as a club coach in this region. He's away by Ahuli. Lahababi. Again, Alma comes out to stake his claim. This penalty area is my area. And I'm going to go for everything that is delivered into it. Cut out by Al-Hababi. Done here by Ramadan. Wide to Mahmoud Khamis on that far side. Left back who scored in the summer in the FIFA World Cup qualifying win over Vietnam in June, that was, and it was almost 10 years since his only other previous goal for his country. Here he is again, Khamis, looking for Canedo. Khamis. Supporters there from Salmin. Both sides playing similar formations. 4-2-3-1. In both side cases, with Syria quite often dropping to a back five at times. Worked forward by Khamis. Here's Canedo. Canedo's ball in is just too high for Ali Salah to get on the end off. Caio Canedo, born in Brazil, he's played for some notable Brazilian clubs, but became a naturalised UAE citizen last year and made his international debut in November of last year. You may remember him from the FIFA Club World Cup with his club Al Ain back in 2018 when he was in a starring role as they reached the final, only to lose to Real Madrid. Marvellous run to the final by Al Ain. It really did get the whole country talking about the Club World Cup. Yusuf Mohamed. Here by Al-Atas. Salah. Al-Zabi. Salmin. Khamis. Fruitful for the UAE. All forward towards Al-Hababi. And one in midfield. Here comes Ramadan. And the shot is looped over from Ali Salah. Got right underneath it. Syria a little careless in possession here. Trouble. Ibrahim Alba. Encouraging signs for both these sides in the opening exchanges. This Group B match at the 2021 FIFA Arab Cup. Too long for Al-Bahar. Here's Al-Atas. Here by Al-Zabi. Known as a winger, Al-Zabi, but he's drifting infield a lot today. Played forward by Khamis. It's away by Al-Mohamed. First to the loose ball is Salmin. Ramadan. Salmin works it wide. Khamis. Canedo was the option, but it was cut out rather easily there. By Anes. Cascabo. Got away with that one. But the UAE will come forward now. Al-Zabi works it forward for Salah. Salah's ball across and arriving late with the first time shot that flashed wide there was Caio Canedo. Possession lost by Yusuf Mohammed, and the UAE almost made Syria pay for that. Already for the United Arab Emirates, including 2 in FIFA World Cup qualifying this year, as Canedo. Side against Al-Baha. Al-Baha, who has played club football here in Qatar. Moved to Al Rifa in Bahrain this year. Certainly more possession at the moment. Indeed, they've had 61% of the ball so far. Alzham. Salmi. Kamis. Away by Kroma. Elements of the Dutch style of football that has been imposed on this UAE team by Van Marwijk. Back by Anez. Chase on the far side for Al-Baha. He's not going to get there though. Making a little run ahead of him. Lovely turn from Canedo. Kamis. Kamis with the ball in. It's away by Mohammed. Straight out of play. Some frustration on the face there of the head coach. And still UAE press. Ramadan. Might be a little too strong there for Lahababi to get on the end off. Just love to attack down the right-hand side. Lahababi, another one who finished as runners-up with his club Al Ain at the 2018 FIFA Club World Cup. Came on as a substitute in the final against Real Madrid. Walid Abbas. Kamis. Excellent playing surface for the very first competitive fixture at this brand new stadium, the Stadium 974, previously known as the Ras Abu Aboud Stadium, till it was renamed recently. The number 974, in case you're unaware, signifying the number of shipping containers that have been recycled to be used in the construction of this highly sustainable stadium. And by either a coincidence or a strange quirk of fate, or deliberately, it's also Qatar's international dialing code. Osman. Ahouli. Geniat. Almost hit and hope there from Geniat. Kasif. Works it out wide to Mahmoud Khamis, who's seen a lot of the ball in this first half. Al-Zabi. Salmi. Here he is again, the midfielder, just 2 international goals to his name. We got that all wrong. Geniat, but he was able to recover. It could have been a little embarrassing there for Amro Geniat. United Arab Emirates 0, Syria 0 if you've just joined us. The UAE in the all-white. Here comes Canedo. Ramadan. The Habadisi was never going to get on the end of that one. Alatas will leave the throw, right in front of the UAE coach, Van Marwijk, who was in charge of Australia at the last FIFA World Cup finals in Australia, a short-term appointment to take the Matildas there. Socceroos, rather. Ramadan. Lahababi. Al-Zabi. Lahababi will get there first. Awkward challenge on him. Referee thought about it for a moment. His considered decision, goal kick. Nothing really in that. Khamis. A win for either of these sides tonight will put them joint top of Group B with Tunisia, who Syria face next. Match is coming thick and fast here at the FIFA Arab Cup. Friday is the next games for both these teams. United Arab Emirates up against Mauritania, which you'd have to say many would tip them to win, given Mauritania's performance today in their heavy defeat to Tunisia. Syria up against Tunisia also on Friday. Salah. Alatas. Ramadan. Al-Zabi. Nice exchange of passes. Canedo. Al-Zabi. Lahababi. Interesting ball in. That's a lovely header. And the United Arab Emirates are in front. Kyle Canedo applying the finishing touch to give the UAE the lead. Terrific interplay here. Close passing. The cross in. perfectly placed, and Canedo making the run across the front of the defender, and how about that for a deft touch to guide it past goalkeeper Alma. It's his 5th goal for the United Arab Emirates. Watch the run here that he makes across the front of the defender. Fayakroma wasn't aware that he was coming from behind. Canedo took full advantage. Can Syria strike back almost immediately as they break forward from the kick-off? No free kick. Anes wanting one. Al-Zabi. Well, that goal has certainly silenced the Syria supporters who are housed in a large group in the half that their team are attacking in this first half. There they are at the top left of your picture. Alatas. Lahababi. Salmi. Worked out nicely to Ramadan. Terrific ball forward. Mahout, he's not going to quite be able to deliver the cross, though. He's played for some of the big clubs in Brazil. Canedo, before his move to this region. And he's really become a firm favourite amongst the UAE supporters. The UAE, who still have hopes of playing at next year's FIFA World Cup finals here in Qatar. They're in 3rd place in their qualifying group at the moment. But the 3rd place team, if they stay in 3rd, which is their aim, because 2nd does appear to be a little bit out of reach, then they'd currently play a playoff against the team who finish 3rd in the other group in this region, and that's currently Australia. And the winner of that match would then go through to the intercontinental playoffs for a place at next year's FIFA World Cup finals. That win over the Lebanon 2 weeks ago, vital for the UAE. Bert van Marwijk saying that it reignited their hopes of reaching the World Cup finals, hopes which had been very much in danger of being extinguished. Syria bottom of the same group, and it would seem almost impossible for them to claim 3rd place unless they have a significant improvement in their 4 World Cup qualifiers next year, and the 3 teams above them all perform badly. Chase on here for Salah. Al Mohamed. Cascawo. Tied up by Yusuf Mohamed. Well won by Ramadan. Here he is again, Abdallah Ramadan. Ramadan, like Canedo, born outside of the UAE. He was born in Egypt before becoming a naturalised UAE citizen. That was a poor ball out from the back. Hababi. Walid Abbas. Kamis. Canedo. Salmi. Mahmoud. Ramadan. Canedo. Patient probing from the UAE strikers. All that patience runs out. Canedo with the shot on goal, blocked there by Anes. So far, so good then for the United Arab Emirates. Kasif. Lahababi. Abbas. Canedo making a run on that far side. This is Mahmoud making a run all the way. Ali Mahmoud, and it drops very nicely indeed for Ali Salah to double the UAE's lead. A goal that owed so much to the strong and aggressive run forward from Ali Mahmoud. The little touch to find Ali Salah, and the first time finish from him. Always curling away from Ibrahim Alma. Struck it beautifully, couldn't have placed it more perfectly had he tried. Always going away from the goalkeeper before nestling in the bottom corner. And quite a celebration as well. UAE 2, Syria 0. Syria have had just the one real chance of note, but they're hoping to come forward here. It's corner. Al Salama shaping to put that cross in. Goal back now will be very useful indeed for Valeria Tita's side. UAE with everybody back in or around their own penalty area. You can see what they were trying. Al-Baha with the angled header. Lovely shot from Ali Salah. Picked up here by Al-Zabi. Salah working it across. Alma in the way. That's a lovely run forward all the way from the back. And it's resulted in a corner for Syria. Comes off the veteran, Walid Abbas, now 36 years of age, the defender. Can Syria cause some problems then from this? Their second corner in quick succession. Driven across goal and cleared away by Kamis. Mahmoud Al-Baha with the effort that was volleyed well towards goal. Three in the penalty area to aim for, and it was only just glanced wide. Appeals for a penalty for handball from Moeed Al-Huli. Good period of pressure this from Syria. Punched away by Kasif. Syria have a man down inside the UAE penalty area, and he stayed down as well. It's Jemia who will require treatment, so Ibrahim Alma puts that ball out of play. You can see there's appeals for a handball there, but on what grounds, it's difficult to judge. But Al-Huli was certainly convinced there was room for optimism. Lasting effects then for Jemia, who is ready to come back on the far side. And is now back on the field of play. Syria up to their full complement of 11. Long towards Al-Bahar. Offside. Alatas. Abbas. Little touch in field from Mahmoud. Ramadan. Had too much on it, that ball forward. Never going to be met by Mahmoud Khamis. Al-Mohamed loses possession, and the UAE might be able to come forward here. Ramadan. Khamis. UAE still with almost 2/3 of possession, 65%. Seven attempts, 3 of them on target, 2 of them have ended up in the back of the net. Only 1 shot on target from Syria. That the save made by that man there, Ali Kasif. That could have been dangerous. From Walid Abbas. Turn here from Canedo. Increasingly more in field has the scorer of the first goal, Caio Canedo. Al-Zabi. Mahmoud. Salah can't keep hold of it. And a chance now for Syria to break. 3 against 3 if they can work it forward. This ball will be gathered by Bandar Lahabi. Salmi. Very much using the full width of the pitch on both sides, with Al-Zabi and Lahababi on this near side, and Canedo and Khamis on their left. Alatas. Mohamed Alatas. It's a foul on Canedo. Al-Zabi. Danun Al-Zabi. Change being made by Osman to try and put a little bit of pressure on the goalkeeper, Kasif. Al-Mohamed. It's a foul by Al-Zabi. Free kick then to be taken by Mohamed Osman. 7 players in the red of Syria waiting to get on the end of it. Goes for goal himself, and it was a terrific attempt from Mohamed Osman. Spotted that Ali Kasif was anticipating a cross and went for goal himself and almost succeeded in halving the deficit. Goalkeeper scrambling back. Syria have had some strong spells as they look for a way back into this match. Plenty forward still in red. It's aimed towards Al-Baha, who comes away with it. Chance for the UAE to break now if they can work it forward quickly. Foul by Lahababi. Well, he must have been having a few palpitations as this ball was heading towards his goal there, Ali Kasif. Really struck it well. Osman. Kames. UAE will be very happy indeed if they can maintain this scoreline until half-time, which is rapidly approaching. Lahababi. Oh, he took his eye off that. Osman. Still going, Osman, and still going. Kept that ball in play superbly. Al-Zabi. Chance maybe for the UAE to break over the top towards Mahoud. Ahuli to the rescue. Forward towards Al-Baha. Osman in the middle. Al-Baha will try again. Taken away from him, though, by Kames. Osman. Cascawo. Akroma. Kamis trying to get on the end of it, away by Abbas. Referee says play on, Geniat. Kamis in the way. The problem that Syria have is that Al-Baha is quite often alone in the penalty area when they do come forward, whereas the UAE have maybe 3 or 4 players who are all available. Here comes Syria again, with half-time rapidly approaching. Headed away by Al-Attas. Chance maybe for Al-Salama. Syria with the corner as we go into a minimum of 1 minute additional time at the end of the first half. Taken quickly as well. Osman to drive it across. Can they get the shot away? They can. Al-Salama. Didn't really get too much behind it though. Ward Al-Salama. Has it dropped rather nicely to him here. Referee's had a look at his watch. United Arab Emirates comfortably in charge of this Group B encounter, leading by 2-0. The first from that man there, Caio Canedo, and the second from Ali Salah. And it is the UAE supporters who will enjoy their half-time refreshments much more than their counterparts from Syria, because at the break it is UAE 2, Syria 0.
انا ورا انا شغل من فاضي من فاضي لا بس انا مستلم على قدام هو كل اللي قدام هو قاص في المساحه لازم العب له ما عندي حد ثاني.
Coach, first half is very good for Emirates, 2-0. Everything is okay in Emirates first half.
The score is good, but I think we can do better in our ball possession.
Yeah. In second half, what are the changes of the squad? You will give that chance for the other players?
No, that's not our style. We have to play now our game, and then we'll see during the second half if there was any changes.
Yes, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Well, there you go. Third, identical in terms of shots and shots on goal, which wasn't the case going into the last 10 minutes or so of the first half. Syria with 5 corners as well. They haven't really made the most of it as yet, and it's been a good, clean game. No yellow cards in the first 45 minutes. United Arab Emirates taking on Syria in this Group B encounter at Stadium 974. Both sides kicking off their FIFA Arab Cup campaign. And it was the United Arab Emirates who made the brighter start. Ali Salah with this shot just tipped around by Ibrahim Alma. At the other end, this was the best opportunity for Syria. Al-Bahar with that shot, which was well saved by Kasif. The United Arab Emirates making most of the running though, and they were almost in front there. Caio Canedo with the shot that went wide, but that was a taste of something to come from the UAE. They were attacking down both flanks with ease, the United Arab Emirates. They claimed for a penalty there. Zambian referee not at all interested. And from the replay you can see exactly why. With so much possession, the opening goal was bound to come at some time for the United Arab Emirates, and it came from Caio Canedo, getting his 5th goal since becoming a naturalised UAE citizen last year. Lovely run from him across the front of the defender, and a wonderfully guided header past Alma. And it wasn't long before it was 2-0. Ali Salah on the end of a lovely flowing move forward, and a pretty decent celebration as well. Look how well placed that shot is into the bottom corner to double the UAE's lead. Syria almost got one back here. The free kick from Osman, tipped over from Kasif. Osman, spotting the goalkeeper, was off his line and going for goal, and almost halving the deficit. But it wasn't to be, and at half-time, the UAE lead by 2-0.
غسان معطوق طبعا مساعد مدرب منتخب سوريا. الشوط الأول لم ينصف سوريا، يعني أخطاء ربما حكمت على النتيجة أن تكون هدفين صفر. ربما فرصة في الشوط الثاني لتدارك بعض الشيء رغم غيابات نجوم منتخب سوريا.
أكيد نحن عندنا غيابات، ولكن طبعا مدرب تقريبا صار له 4-5 أيام قادم للفريق، وعنده فكر جديد وعم يحاول يشتغل على الفكر اللي هو يعني عنده سياسة جديدة واستراتيجية جديدة عم يحاول يشتغل عليها. بدها وقت أكيد. بالوقت الحالي هو عم يحاول يكتشف اللاعبين اللي عنا. اليوم عم نلعب طريقة لعب جديدة، عم نلعب 3-4-3. ممكن أول مرة بنلعب بهي الطريقة، في صعوبة شوي عند اللاعبين. نحن لازلنا عم نعاني من الحالة الدفاعية. صح البوزيشن والحيازة كانت أكثر لصالح فريق الإمارات، بس كان عندنا بعض الفرص كان بإمكاننا نسجل. الأهداف اللي بعتقد تسجلت فينا هي أخطاء دفاعية. نحن لازلنا عم نعاني، عندنا مشكلة بالحالة الدفاعية كثير كبيرة، عم نحاول إن شاء الله نعالجها بالمستقبل. حتى اليوم نحن بعتقد بالغنا كثير بالتمركز بالعمق الدفاعي، لعبنا كثير ورا. هلا الشوط الثاني ان شاء الله حنحاول نعمل ردة فعل، نلعب شوي ضاغطين بريس، هاي بريس ان شاء الله، بنحاول نعدل النتيجة. مثل ما قلت لك المدرب بحاجة لوقت اكثر ان شاء الله، عنده شيء جديد عم يحاول يقدمه للفريق، ان شاء الله بيظهر هذا بالايام القادمة.
حظ موفق في الشوط الثاني.
شكرا شكرا.
So the players back out on the pitch. No changes to either team in terms of substitutions. Will there be a change in the scoreline in the next 45 minutes? United Arab Emirates leading Syria by 2-0. United Arab Emirates get the second half started. It's 11 o'clock in the evening here in Qatar. Very nice temperature from the final day of November. Just a fleece needed by those in the crowd, or a jumper or a shawl. What Syria need are 2 goals, preferably more, in order to turn around the 2-goal deficit. Goals from Caio Canedo and Ali Salah, putting the United Arab Emirates in front. No changes to either team in terms of substitutions. First touch for Ibrahim Alba in this second half. Here's Kroma. Albaha making the run ahead, but it's switched out to this near side, Geniat. And he's got room now to pick out a measured cross. Geniat's ball in. And the shot comes in from Al Salama. Kassif right behind it. Encouraging start to the second half then for Syria. Come into this match in the best of form, only 2 points from their recent FIFA World Cup qualifiers. This is the first of 6 matches at Stadium 974. As we see again, the shot from Al Salama. 6 matches here in this tournament, the 2021 FIFA Arab Cup. Here come the UAE, and the shot is over from Ali Salah. He is such an exciting prospect, Ali Salah. He's just 21 years of age. He made his debut for his club, Al Wasl, the day after his 16th birthday. And he wasn't too far wide from getting a 3rd goal for the UAE. Ali Salah, who has a Scottish mother and spent a lot of time in Scotland. Quite a contrast to the heat of the United Arab Emirates. He's a huge fan, as many are around the world, of Manchester United. Qamis to take this throw then, in front of the Syrian coach, Valerio Tita. Away by Kroma. Lehababi. Abbas. Ramadan. Abbas. Century of international appearances now for Walid Abbas. Decision goes Syria's way, and they look to take it quickly, perhaps a little too quickly for the referee's liking. As so often at 2-0, next goal crucial. Third goal for United Arab Emirates would probably put this match out of reach for Syria. Taken down in midfield by Ramadan. Tried his best to keep going. Salmi. There's a nice balance to this UAE team with Salmin and Ramadan in midfield. Salah going forward as often as possible. Here's the tall figure of Kaskawa. Works it out to the far side. Al-Salama. Just kept in play. And still might be kept in play on this near side. Not quite, though. Al-Salama. As it was hooked across by Al Mohammed. Promising signs here for Syria. UAE with everybody back. Al-Salama trots away to join the list of attacking options. Geniat with the free kick, always going wide. As it was headed towards goal by Mohamed Anes. Who plays in Bahrain. Anes with Al-Rifa. Al-Hababi. You have to wonder whether Valerio Tita is contemplating changes to his side if they can't find a way back into this match in the next 10 minutes, quarter of an hour or so. Coach not helped by the fact that there were a couple of late changes to his squad, which meant that a couple of uncapped players have had to come in, including striker Ali Basmani. But he might be an unknown quantity to surprise the UAE. The UAE come forward and it couldn't quite run there for Ali Makoud. Three goals in his last 5 international appearances for Makoud. But his first touch just a little too strong. One of those goals came against Syria in the 1-1 draw in FIFA World Cup qualifying back in September. Al-Salama. by Alatas. Canedo. Salah. Ramadan. Kamis. He's seen plenty of the ball in this match so far, as have many of the UAE players. Little run through made by Salah, couldn't be met with a pass. Canedo. Alatas. Run wide by Salmi. UAE consistently with just under 2/3 of possession in the entire match. Problem here for Salah. Which is the reason the ball's been kicked out of play. Here come the UAE again. Canedo. Taken down. Now there's a bit of a altercation here. It's involving Mahmoud Kamis. Several of the Syria players are going directly towards the UAE left back. That's the foul, as you can see, just outside the penalty area. Canedo upended by Ahouli. That little flashpoint appears to have subsided, but certainly his UAE teammates were guiding Kamis away from the confrontation. That's the angle for the free kick. Top far corner might be a target here. Significantly tall figure of Oliver Cascawo is the man on the right of the wall there as you look at it. And in the end, everything is sorted out amicably. Excellent sportsmanship from Ali Mahoud. Syria looking to break. Al Salama. Not too many options in the middle. And can't find any of the three in red. Al Salama, who's got one goal for his country. Came some time ago, 2 years ago, back in November 2019 in a 1-0 win over the Philippines in a FIFA World Cup qualifying fixture. Abbas. Living life a little dangerously at the back there. Canedo. Neatly done. Salah. Works it wide to that far side. Lahababi. Salah. Here's Alatas. Kamis. Canedo. Salmi. Lahababi. Looking to take on El Mohamed. Here is the left back to get it away. Not too far. The UAE will come forward again. Alatas. Carlos. Salmi. Kamis. Looking for the run through the middle from Ali Mahoud. Stranded play from Moayed Al-Huli. Well, he can play centre-half or right-back, the Syrian number 19. Right-back tonight, as he has been for the last two FIFA World Cup qualifiers. But that was a poor ball away. Canedo. Abbas. Given away by Canedo. Chance here for Al-Bahar. Al-Bahar still going. It'll drop here, and it is a goal back for Syria. Ward Al-Salamah with it. And it all stemmed from that error from Caio Canedo. Syria get the all-important third goal of the match, but they were handed it. It was gift-wrapped here. Caio Canedo with the poor ball back. And although it wouldn't run kindly for Al-Bahar, he was able to set up Ward Al-Salamah. And from a position where they looked to be unthreatened, UAE have conceded. Lovely finish from Al-Salamah. Here comes Caio Canedo. He'll be super keen to try and make amends for his error. Back comes Cascavo. Well, you can feel the whole energy in the stadium is lifted, particularly amongst that rather large group of Syrian supporters over on the far side who are now up on their feet. Flags aloft as Syria come forward again. Al-Bahar sliding in to make the challenge is Mohamed Al-Attas. Syrian corner. No doubt, though, that the initiative is right with the team in red. Problem here for Abdallah Ramadan. Lovely finish. Set up for him there by the defender, wasn't it? Who just got a touch away. Walid Abbas. Syria about to make the first change of the afternoon, of the evening rather. Mohamed Al-Mamour, midfielder, ready to come on. In fact, it's going to be a double change for Syria. There are two getting ready. And the other player there is Mohamed Sayaoni, a defender who was drafted into the squad in the last 36 hours or so. Syrian corner. Away by Kasif. Al-Salamah. And Syria can try again. It's another corner to them. And again, Valerio Tita will just hold back in making the double change. Anxious moments these for United Arab Emirates. Al-Salama with the corner, not the best. Forward again by Al-Mohamed. This is Osman on that far side. Osman's ball in, header back across goal, and it was straight at the goalkeeper from Moayad Al-Houli. The right back who'd stayed forward. Syria very much in the ascendancy at the moment. Listen to the roar as the shot takes a deflection, and just for a moment there, Ali Kassif was very worried indeed, in case Mohamed Osman's shot was going to bounce past him. Well, their mood's changed completely since that goal. Time the shot from Al-Houli is wide. Double change then for Syria. Still the two replacements wait. The fourth official just confirming the changes. Here Al-Mohamed is going to come off from left back, we understand. And that change, double change, will happen now. So it's a change in defence. Sayaoni comes on at the back. Ali Kassif gets it away. In the change, Mohamed Anes, who's gone off. Syria very much pressing forward, searching for that equaliser. Might leave themselves a little open at the back, of course. Not with deliveries forward like that towards Bakhtut. Well, every picture tells 1,000 words, doesn't it? It's not going well at the moment for Bert van Marwijk's side. Here they come again. Al-Mamour, the recently introduced substitute. It's a goal kick. Referee and assistant just taking their time there to reach their final decision. And it was a good one as well, coming off the recently introduced man who plays in Qatar for Al Masmia in the second division. Here for the goalkeeper, Ali Kassif. He doesn't look too optimistic, does he? The 34-year-old goalkeeper for the United Arab Emirates is down. You would expect it would be Khaled Issa who would come on, the Al Ain goalkeeper, who was absolutely outstanding during the 2018 FIFA Club World Cup. Thumbs up, though. And Kassif will continue. It's been an absorbing second half, and we've just passed the midway point of it. As it stands, United Arab Emirates will be joining Tunisia on top of Group B. Tunisia having beaten Mauritania earlier today, but they'd fancy a draw between these two. That would suit them nicely. Here comes Canedo. No way through for him. Kamis. Alatas. Lahababi. That little confrontation earlier on in this half involving Mahmoud Kamis. Everything seems to have been forgotten about now. Threatened to turn a little ugly at one stage. Alatas. It's 4 against 3 at the moment in favour of Syria. Can they make that numerical advantage count? The way forward for Al-Baha. UAE have a man down. It's Abdallah Ramadan. Not for the first time in this match either, who is lying on the floor. Change for Syria. Yusuf Mohammed, the central defender, is coming off. And Mohamed Rihaina is coming on in his place. Might mean a bit of a tactical reshuffle this as well, because he's more of an attacking player. Third change then for Syria as they look for a way back into this game. Taking up an attacking position. Kaskawa. Should be guided by Kamis. Ababi on that far side. Shrugs off the initial challenge. Kamis. These are really anxious moments for United Arab Emirates. And there's plenty of time for Syria to get an all-important second goal. Geniat, who looks to have dropped back a little bit to more of a right wing-back role. After the introduction of Rihania. He's in some space here, Geniat. Rihania just ahead of him. Geniat, that's ambitious. Might have been better options open to him. You know, the short pass infield was certainly available. Geniat, who has played his club football here in Qatar as well as in Oman. He's taking his time, Ali Kasif, and you can hear the reaction from the Syrian supporters inside the stadium. Won back by Canedo. Canedo's through ball, just a little too strong there. Well, it's end-to-end stuff now, isn't it? Sliding challenge coming in from Ali Salmi. Salmi hits fresh air this time. Osman. Two waiting to his left. This is Rihania. Only just on. Mohamed Rihania. Ball was a strong one, and it couldn't be met firmly by Mahmoud Al-Baha. Not at all pleased with the delivery into the middle. He'll be very pleased, the coach, Tita, with the response his side have made since getting the goal back. They've continued to press, and press well. Needed a better ball in there, though. Cascao. United Arab Emirates preparing to make their first change. Khalil Al-Hamadi is about to come on. Striker. Might be asked to play a little more deeply, more of a midfield role. Here comes Syria again. First to the ball, though, is Bandallah Hababi. Has to concede the throw. Change will be made now. It's Abdallah Ramadan who's coming off. Perhaps not a surprise, since he has been a little bit prone to being caught in some challenges. Received treatment a couple of times. Khalil Al-Hamadi. He's been at Al-Wada, his club, for his entire career. You can hear the jeers as the outgoing player makes his way off extremely slowly. So Al-Hamadi is on. First change for the United Arab Emirates, might not be the last, as well, as Van Varwijk just looks to disrupt the momentum of Syria's play. Here comes Syria again, chance with a shot on goal, and Rihania puts it over. Excellent opportunity for an equaliser here. Just had to readjust himself in the initial run-up to the ball. Loses out to Canedo. Kamis. Well, the first half definitely belonged to United Arab Emirates. About the hour mark onwards, this second half has most definitely belonged to Syria, since they got their goal back on 60 minutes. Geniat with the throw. The ball back heel, looking to find Al Mamour. Still they press. Look how many United Arab Emirates have got back in and around their own penalty area, desperate not to concede a second goal. Al Salama. Chance perhaps for a break here. Al Hamadi. Salah. Just need to get a bit of possession themselves, the UAE, and disrupt the play of their opponents. Salah. Worked in field to Walid Abbas. 26, the highly experienced defender. Here he is again. Alatas. Salah allowed to turn. Makut, little return ball. It's the substitute Al Hamadi to pull it back. It might drop here for the shot on goal, and it was looking as though it was heading in from Al Zabi, but it went wide. Al Hamadi almost playing an important role, and it just strikes the upright and away. Just grazing the outside of the post. Wasn't immediately apparent with the naked eye that it had struck the post. I've got a touch of cramp here for one of the Syrian players. I think that might be Oliver Cascarwo, who's down. Indeed it is. So it's a chance for a little bit of a tactical rethink for some of the UAE players. In the meantime, there's a double change for Syria. Ward Al-Salama, man who scored the goal that has brought his country right back into this match, is off. He's replaced. And Oliver Cascarwo is also off. And on in his place comes Ali Basmani. So Cascarwo's match ends in unfortunate fashion. Coming on as well, so it is a very attack-minded Syria team now. It has to be, really. They have to try and find their way into it. Here's Al Halak on that left-hand side. It's almost a front four now for Syria, with Al Halak playing out wide, Basmani coming into the central striking role, and Rihana playing on the right. Here's Canedo. Canedo's ball across, taken down, and then just taken away by Makut. It looked offside, but play continues for the moment. Basmani, and now the flag is eventually raised. Assistant referees with the directive to keep their flag down. Just for a few seconds to give them a little bit of time to think, but that was reasonably obvious. Time ticking away then for Syria. Here comes Canedo. Shot comes in from Salah. Well, they'll take their time over everything. It's a good 30 seconds elapsed. The ball going out and being reintroduced into play. Fouled by Canedo. Syria in a hurry to get things started again. Pace of the game is just taking its effect though on 1 or 2 in Syrian red. Geniat very slowly getting back to his feet. Long ball forward from Alma. Awkward bounce there. Picked up in midfield by Alma Moore. He's desperate for his side to find a way back, take a point, or maybe even more, from their opening Group B fixture at the 2021 FIFA Arab Cup. But certainly a little concerned, certainly not as animated. Worked out to that far side, Al-Hamadi against Sayaloni. Al-Hamadi, no way through for him, cleared away by Kroma. That's a foul. Actually not had a yellow card in this match at all, which is perhaps a little surprising. Excellent refereeing performance though from the Zambian, Johnny Bikazwe. Having said that, here we are, the first caution. It goes to the United Arab Emirates. Kamis for that challenge there. Over 5 minutes plus whatever additional time is to be played. For the United Arab Emirates to hold on to their lead, for Syria to try and find a way back. Kroma. And Syria have a man down. It's another case of cramp. Plenty of changes made already by Valerio Tita in an attempt to try and get back into this match. Doesn't look good though, does it, for Mahmoud Al-Baha? Goodness knows how much additional time we're going to have at the end of this first half, at the end of this second half rather. Might be quite a large number, which would suit Syria. But will they have to play the rest of the match without Mahmoud Al-Baha? Five changes made already by Syria. Will he be able to continue? So Ali Basmani now takes up the mantle of the main striker. Player, just 21 years of age. They call up into the Syrian squad. Cleared by Kamis. And Kamis is down. Rahania is also down. There's the challenge for the ball. They've both got a piece of each other. Referee's not at all interested really in Mahmoud Kamis, who is still down on the floor. And again, UAE will take their time over restarting play. He looks okay to continue, which is good news for Syria. Mahout couldn't quite get on the end of it. Neither could Al Hamadi. Away comes Sayanoni. Good run from the substitute. Sayanoni again. Here's another substitute, Al Halak. Neatly done by the impressive Lehababe. Back on comes Mahmoud Al-Bahar. Syria return to their full complement of 11. We're into the final 90 seconds of the 90 minutes, plus whatever additional time is to be played. Cleared away by Al-Attas. You can feel the tension inside the stadium. Whacked away to safety by Salmi. Came off the striker, goal kick. Fourth official is Facundo Tello from Argentina. In a moment he will show us how much additional time is to be played. United Arab Emirates will be hoping it's as small as number as possible. The very opposite for Syria. Forward by Al-Mamon. Given away, which was what led to Syria's goal, if you remember. Caio Canedo with the mistake that allowed Syria to pounce. We go into a minimum of 4 minutes additional time at the end of the 90. Mahout. Ali Mahout. A goal here would settle it, and it's over. From Tanoun Al-Zabi. Got a little too much underneath it. Ahli with the crossfield ball cut out by Lahababe. Salmi. Oh, lovely ball forward. Mahout. It's Ali Mahout. Can he finish it? Oh! He's put it wide. You'd have expected the all-time top scorer for the United Arab Emirates to have scored here. And decided this match in his team's favour, but he still has another opportunity perhaps. Al Hamadi gets back on the end of it, and it'll be just cleared away, it is, by Kroma. Sliding in to turn that ball away. Not quite sure it would have had the power to trickle across the goal line. Kroma made sure at the expense of a corner. That the UAE are in no hurry whatsoever to take, and you can't blame them. 2 minutes of the minimum of 4 additional have been played. Salah with it. Salmi. Al Hamadi. Able to turn. Salah. Punched away by the goalkeeper. And a bit of his defender as well. Free kick. Syria have to take it quickly, have to get this ball down the other end as swiftly as possible. Five in red inside the UAE half. Geniat. That's a foul. Canedo. Everybody forward for Syria. This might well be their last chance. Goalkeeper thought about coming for that, did Kasif. Decided against it. And that might well have been the very last chance for Syria to snatch a late draw. Half cleared away by Salmi. Anywhere will do, as long as it's away from goal for the United Arab Emirates. Al-Zabi. Oh, this could be awkward, because just coming in there was Mahmoud Khamis, who's already been booked. Challenge on Amro Geniat. Now, what will the referee think of this decision? It might well be a second yellow card for the United Arab Emirates fullback. Indeed, it is going to be another booking. It looked a reckless challenge. It's left Geniat on the floor. Khamis also on the ground, but when he gets up, he is going to see the referee above him, and his match will come to an end just seconds before the match reaches its natural conclusion. So Mahmoud Khamis will be suspended for Friday's game against Mauritania. He's as injured as badly as it looks. He might well have missed it anyway. I think he knows what might be coming. Khamis. There it is, second yellow. And he is sent off. United Arab Emirates will end this FIFA Arab Cup match with 10 men. There's the challenge as he went through and caught Amro Geniat very painfully indeed. Mahmoud Khamis sent off. 2 yellow cards for the defender. The big question now, as far as Syria are concerned, is how much time is left. The free kick will be taken by Rihania. Can they get something? Oh, it's a brilliant save from Kasif to deny Syria a last-gasp equaliser. Mohamed Al-Lalak with the shot. What a stop that was. Now, a late substitution for the UAE as we see again this magnificent save from the goalkeeper. And it proves to be a match-winning save as well. Syria so close to getting a late point from this Group B encounter. But it is the United Arab Emirates who hold on. They had to work hard in this second half, but the first half goals were enough for the UAE. It's finished United Arab Emirates 2, Syria 1.
عربي عربي اللي تبغى عربي. لا عربي حبيبي يعطيك العافيه. طيب كابتن علي يعطيك العافيه، مباراه كانت صعبه، سجلت هدف في هذه المباراه لكن يبدو لاخر دقيقه المنتخب السوري ضغط على المنتخب الاماراتي، ماذا حصل في الشوط الثاني للمنتخب الاماراتي؟
صعبي لبينا ما فاتوا على جو المباراة بهالاجواء هي، وقدرنا بالشوط الثاني نعدل الكفي ونكون الافضل تقريبا يعني. هاي كرة القدم، ما قدرنا نستغل الفرص كاملة. نقول مبروك للمنتخب الاماراتي وهارد لك لنا، وان شاء الله هي درس لنا لنكون المباراة الجاي جاهزين ان شاء الله.
ماذا أضاف المدرب اليوم؟ ماذا أضاف المدرب اليوم على المستوى التكتيكي؟
اضاف اللمسه السريعه، الانتقال السريع من دفاع حال هجوم. مع هيك شوي كان في شويه ركاكي، بس لبينا ما تجانسنا على فكره واستوعبنا الفكره اللي بده اياها.
حظ سعيد.
شكرا.
For me, I speak okay on English, but it's better French, or understand everybody what I know.
Tita Valerio, une deuxième mi-temps merveilleuse. On a vu le vrai visage, votre touche comme coach. On a vu une assiduité, un jeu collectif sans les stars de l'équipe, mais la Syrie a démontré quelque chose en deuxième mi-temps.
Oui, je suis content pour deuxième mi-temps parce que nous avons fait un bon mi-temps. Je ne suis pas content pour première mi-temps parce que nous avons cassé deux buts très faciles. Un sur un centrage à un qui avance avec le ballon 30 mètres et personne ne le bloque pas. Mais avec cette équipe jaune, je vous avais dit, je suis venu pour reconstruire une bonne équipe de la Syrie parce qu'il mérite ça. Et je suis content avec les joueurs, des jeunes joueurs. Deuxième mi-temps, nous avons dominé l'équipe de Émirats. À mon avis, un résultat d'égalité, c'est le meilleur pour nous, un pour eux.
Qu'est-ce qu'on attend de la Syrie au prochain match?
Nous avons le prochain match contre la Tunisie qui c'est très, très fort parce que l'équipe de la Tunisie, c'est une très bonne équipe avec des joueurs professionnels et qui jouent dans un bon championnat de là-bas, qui sont venus presque avec toutes les équipes. Nous sommes venus avec 10 joueurs jeunes parce que nous, on pense pour l'avenir pour former une bonne équipe.
Bonne chance, coach.
Merci beaucoup.
Well, there's the story of the game in numbers. Syria coming back in terms of possession. Plenty of shots, particularly in the second half from Syria.
Coach, congratulations about this match. 3 points is very important in the first match. What happened in the second half for your team?
Yeah, the first half we played very well, I think, and we made the difference. We didn't have any problems. And the second half, we gave the initiative away. It was, we gave the ball too quick on the opponent. We didn't play so well in ball position anymore. And you know that the opponent has to come. And then there's a lot of space on the other side. Yeah, then you have to score a goal. And if you don't do that, and you give away a goal like this, yeah, then you get problems. That's normal.
Are you satisfied about the performance today in this match?
About the first half, but not about the second half.
What about the next match with Mauritania?
Yeah, from now on, I start thinking about Mauritania. But I'm a little bit involved in this game.
Thank you, coach. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
UAE beating Syria by 2-1. Very interesting statistics, particularly that total shots one, which significantly went up during the second half. 10 shots on target, 7 of them from Syria as they chased the match. 2 yellow cards, both for the same man, Mahmoud Khamis, and a late red card for him. The first ever competitive match at Stadium 974 as the FIFA Arab Cup campaign got underway for both the United Arab Emirates and Syria, and the UAE went in front through Kyle Kanedo. Lovely guided header from him, and it was due reward for the UAE's start to this match. They got a second goal, Ali Salah stroking it in, the 21-year-old with a nifty celebration as well. So that was 2-0 to the United Arab Emirates, but it was almost 2-1 just before the break. Osman with the free kick that just tested Ali Kassif. Into the second half, and Syria chasing the match, had a chance there through the man who would eventually get their goal. It was end-to-end play, both teams with opportunities to add to their totals. But when the UAE gave the ball away, Kanedo's poor pass back, it was set up perfectly for Mohamed Al-Salama to get a goal back for Syria. And it proved to be quite a turning point in this match. The defender inadvertently setting up the shot there for Al-Salama. So that was 2-1, and from that moment on it was virtually all Syria. The UAE did have chances though. That shot just striking the outside of the post from Al-Zabi. And that one just over from the same man. But in terms of pressure, it was Syria. They couldn't get a goal back, and the UAE suffered a late blow. A second yellow for Mahmoud Khamis. He will be suspended for their match against Mauritania on Friday. UAE hold on to win by 2-1. And this is how Group B looks after the opening round of matches. Tunisia and the United Arab Emirates on top, 3 points apiece. Mauritania bottom of the group after their heavy defeat to Tunisia. It is the UAE against Mauritania and Syria against Tunisia on Friday. Well, what a stadium this is, and what a match it saw for its first ever competitive fixture. Full of thrills and spills, 3 great goals, plenty of chances as well, but it is the UAE who take the points with victory by 2-1.